Hi everybody, welcome back to Cat's Book Nook. Today is May 31st. It is the end of the month. I have 3.5 hours left to Strange the Dreamer. I'm not going to finish it tonight. So, mostly because I'm going to get this monthly wrap-up video posted, go watch some YouTube videos, and chill out. It's been one of those weeks. I'm starting to get anxious about going home. I'm ready to be home. My bookshelves are packed and should be shipping out tomorrow because one box, I want to say, is like 20 pounds, if not heavier than that. I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to ship it as a whole box or if I'm going to break that box up. It kind of depends on how I feel in the morning because zone out. So, monthly wrap-up video. This month, I finished 23 books. I'm going to say 23 books, including Howl's Moving Castle today, which, if you've watched the movie, please go read the book. It is so much better. Not so much better. So, when they do books to movies, which you guys probably know this already, they leave stuff out. It's a known fact. It's a proven fact. In the book, Howl's Moving Castle, it's 300 some odd pages of pure awesomeness that goes more in depth than the movie did as far as why the king is so adamant about trying to. In the book, it's find his brother, but in the movie, it's start a war. The Witch of the Waste is explained a lot better in the book than she is in the movie. And just the dynamic between the different characters, it's just really, really cool. So we're gonna start with 5-star reads per the usual. 5-star reads this month. Audiobook, American Gods by Neil Gaiman. Read it before listening to the audiobook full cast version. Fantastic. Thank you, Overdrive. Then, because I don't have it, I shipped it home already. We have Goblet of Fire, Harry Potter, which is the 4th book. The Given and The Lost by Vicki Pettersson, books 2 and 3 of the Celestial Blues trilogy. And then The Storied Life of A.J. Fikry by Gabrielle Zevin. These are all books that I've already shipped home. So I don't have the physical copies, but all 5 stars. The Storied Life of A.J. Fikry, if you are into books that are about bookstore owners, libraries, people that love books, and you haven't read The Storied Life of A.J. Fikry, you're kind of missing out. I think you are. In my opinion, you are missing out on a fantastic story. You will cry. It is definitely a tearjerker, but it's worth it. It is definitely worth picking up. 5-star reads that I actually do have still here because I haven't shipped them out yet. Bridge of Dreams, Belladonna, and Sebastian by Anne Bishop. Book 1, Book 2, and Book 3 of the, I don't know how you say it, trilogy, but really good books. I love Anne Bishop. She's a great writer, and I can't wait to read the rest of her books in the future. She is an autobiography author for me, if you guys don't already know that. She's just, I find out that she's writing, that one of her books is coming out, it's automatically on pre-order. I don't even care if I've seen the cover, it's pre-ordered. We're done. Let's see, 4-star reads this month were audiobooks. Ready Player One by Ernest, Cline. The 80s pop culture references in this book is insane. The audiobook was pretty good. I do understand why people had some negative things to say about this book. Definitely read the book before you go watch the movie. Then we finished the 3rd book in the Harry Dresden Files, Grave Peril by Jim Butcher, and the 4th book, Summer Night by Jim Butcher. Not entirely sure how I feel about the ebook of the 5th book, so I haven't picked the 5th book up yet. But book 3 and book 4, book 3 was a little, the ending I was not expecting. And then book 4, it was, the events of book 4 make me want to read book 5. and also doesn't, because it opens up this whole fairy perspective, which you know that fairies exist because his godmother is part of the cast in book 3, but not to the depth that book 4 goes into. Sorry, I had to go check my dinner. So yeah, book 4 goes into fairies, and that, enough said. And those are the audiobooks that I got to. I did get to How to Stop Time by Matt Haig. Haig? I don't know how you say his last name. I like time-based novels. This one was a little bit interesting as far as the writing was great, which is why it's a 4-star. The storyline, maybe a 3.5. And I actually may have said 3.5 but bumped it up to a 4 because I believe in giving good books going up in star rating instead of down. Just the way that I operate. But it was really good. You saw the ending coming from a mile away, though. That's the only that's part of the reason I didn't get a 5-star. The concept was good, the writing was really good, but that ending you knew was coming, so I just gotta say that. Other 4 stars. Hunger Like No Other. I hate the beginning of this one. I really do. It is totally getting unhauled when I get home. I actually have started an unhaul list, so this is at the top. Raven's Shadow by Patricia Briggs. This was not my favorite Patricia Briggs. Wolfbane and Masks has to be up there at the top of that list. But this one was good. Delved back into the fantasy world. Family of 5. You start off, and then it's 20 years later, they've had kids. You now realize that there's going to be this big fight, and it'll be interesting to pick up Raven's Strike just to see how this one concludes. Stardust by Neil Gaiman. I don't remember why I didn't give this a 5-star, because I really enjoy Neil Gaiman's writing. And I think the ending, the last couple pages was the only reason it didn't get a 5-star from me. Then we have Moonstruck. Sorry. Graphic novel by Grace Ellis and Shea Beagle and a couple other people. 2 female werewolves who are trying to navigate the fantasy world that they live in. Yeah. It's a cute graphic novel. It kind of ranks up there with Lumberjanes, and I want to say maybe the same person helped with this one that did Lumberjanes. I'm not sure. But it was cute. I will definitely be picking up the next one. Furthermore, by Tahereh Mafi. I don't remember why I gave this a 4-star, but really good work. Really interested to pick up Witchwood, and that is on my library list that I'm creating for when I get home. Then the last 2 4-star books were Price of Salt by Patricia Highsmith. I actually like this story a lot. The editorial in the weekly wrap-up video, I talk about this book a little bit more, so go check that out. And then I Darken by Kiersten White. I also talk about this a little bit more in that weekly wrap-up video too, so I'm not going to go too in-depth. 3-star books this month. We're going to start with the physical book. I'm pretty sure I explained why I didn't care too much for this one. This one's getting unhauled too. I do not see myself picking this back up anytime soon, although I'm kind of glad I read it, so that way I can mark it off as my J for this year. About a blogger. You guys have probably seen the movie, so I'm not going to talk too much about it. But yeah, 3 stars for me. I could have spent the time that I put into that book reading something so much better. I'm going to leave that one at that. The other 3-star reads that I have were the audiobook of Annihilation. Has good concept. The writing maybe not so great. The movie is probably going to be better. Just putting that out there. And then Midnight at the Bright Ideas Bookstore by Matthew Sullivan. Not a bad book. Probably, yeah, it wasn't a bad book, and I don't have a whole lot of details that I want to share about it. Small town, it reads like a small town murder mystery and why somebody killed themselves. Try to figure out clues and Sherlock Holmes and detective novel. But it revolves around a bookstore, and that's the Bright Ideas Bookstore. So, and the midnight part you actually don't even get to because the store is closed at midnight. So, last category, and I promise I will turn this off. DNF books this month. All Crooked Saints by Maggie Stiefvater. I don't care. Not my favorite author. I do not know if I'm going to actually pick this book up in physical form or if I'm just going to let it go. The Good Side of Memory by Marty Matthews. I talked about why I didn't like this book. I'm not going to... Go watch my weekly wrap-up video for why I don't like this book. DNF'd right now is The Queen of Hearts by Colleen Oakes. It's only DNF'd because I didn't bring it back with me. That's the only reason I DNF'd it this month. Altered Carbon by Richard K. Morgan. I needed space on my overdrive shelf for other books. Otherwise, I would have kept going. And then the return book this month was The Shape of Water by Daniel Kraus. Oh, sorry. Del Toro. So, G. Del Toro wrote The Shape of Water. It's supposed to be coming out as a movie sometime soon, maybe. I think that's how that goes. I actually didn't start this, and I only had a couple days left on the hold. There were other holds on it, so I just returned it, and I'll pick it up at some point this year. But with that, that is my monthly wrap-up video. So, go check out my June wrap-up video. Go check out my June TBR. All my weekly wrap-up videos will be in the description box below, per usual, along with all of these books that I just mentioned. Go check them out if you're interested. If not, sorry my cheerfulness just kind of tanked on this. I'm really not. I'm ready to go watch YouTube videos. So with that, I will talk to you guys later. Have a great day. Bye.